We're going to kill all the dealers, Dan. They want to kill all the dealers, damn it.
Well, not they, just one fucking moron.
One person wants to kill all the dealers. While announcing his candidacy for president in 2024 Tuesday night, Donald Trump called for the execution of drug dealers. Among the dubious and asinine statements he made was that each drug dealer is responsible for 500 deaths. Now, if he's referring to fentanyl, he's correct in that. But we're not killing weed dealers. Is that what he's talking about there?
He didn't specify, which seems like something you may want to look into.
Sure.
Like this, he's saying the same stuff that Duarte said in the Philippines. You remember that shit a couple years ago? It's the same stupid bullshit. 1 million people have died from drug overdoses in the past 25 years. Mm-hmm. So I guess the presumption is that there's only 2,000 active drug dealers in that time, based on his retard math.
Okay.
This is not a smart man. But it is a common refrain, this type of talk, from authoritarian lunatics across the globe. And if you were wondering if this is a new part of Trump's repertoire, it is not. He said the same shit back in June.
And this was, by the way, Nancy Reagan ran on this in the Reagan family.
Yeah. Just sit for a moment and think about how much time and resources and how many lives have been destroyed by this fucking stupid war on drugs bullshit over the past 40 years. It's so goddamn stupid.
And we've had all the Border Patrol agents hit us up privately. One even came on the show at the end of it. I think you were here for that. And he said, man, if we could just fucking legalize just weed. Let's just start with weed, right? That would take away fucking half our goddamn job of wasting all this money and resources at the border. And that would be great. To me, look, it's the honest thing with his Trump announcements. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody really seems to care. It feels like everybody collectively has moved on from Trump. And if you're a Republican, you've either gone to DeSantis at this point. If you're the media, I think they're just bored by it. There's no real story there anymore, and they can't squeeze any more juice out of this. So if you wouldn't have printed this, I don't even know that I would have heard about it, to be honest.
Well, only 5 million people watched his address.
Total?
Yep.
And that seems right. For the coverage that it got, that seems about right. And I was talking to it with Bob. Even though I voted for him and I loved what he did in office, and I still do, times change. And either you go with what can help the country best, or you're stuck in the past and you can't really fucking move forward at all.
Yeah.
And it's like Jordan going back to the Wizards. There's no need. Okay? I think he did a great job for those 4 years. I think it's time to move on and go with a new party. Clearly, we saw that in the midterms and everything else. But even this shit, like, as you get older, and look, let's face it, if he were to run, he would be 78 years old.
Yep.
Same as Biden.
By the way, I know you're trying to maybe play devil's avocado or give him the benefit of the doubt with the fentanyl thing. That is not what he was talking about.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying if that's what he meant, you should specify it.
That is not what he meant.
Right.
And you can tell
from opioid people would have to
start with the fucking company that developed OxyContin in the first place.
But what I'm saying is, if you're going to make a statement like this, be specific about it.
He was specific, and it wasn't
Just
about
saying
that.
Drug dealers?
He was addressing the drug problem in America, the opioid crisis, the meth crises, all this other stuff. And he said that the way to deal with it, and you see it effective in other countries, is you just start killing drug dealers. That was his solution to that.
And how did that work in other countries? And I'm asking in a serious way.
It doesn't fucking work anywhere. That's fucking stupid.
Where did they kill all drug dealers? And where was
nowhere?
That?
Well, the Philippines tried.
And what happened there?
That guy got drummed out of office really fast, and because he was crazy. Because only a crazy. I mean, look, it would be tough to know if a situation like that would work, because only a lunatic would even try it, and maybe that tells you enough, to be honest. But yeah, it's stupid. He's like making the point that it doesn't take 15 years in court. They're just done. You just kill them. Like,
okay.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, then he said something. Their drug problems magically went away.
Yeah,
like, it was the quote after that.
Which is not the case.
A shrug.
Which is not the case, because China spends like $100 billion a year on drug treatment programs and stuff. You know what I mean? It's just everything he said was fucking not true.
So he basically the only thing he could possibly be talking about is like Singapore.
Maybe, but
what do they do over there?
More about
What's their strategy?
That's more about import export. You know what I mean? They don't. Yeah.
They'll fucking kill you for just a little bit of dust.
Yeah.
For importing, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they went from like a third world country to a first world country like real fast.
Yeah.
But they're also really tiny, a very like they have economic reasons for that. It's not because they just started offing drug dealers.
No.
They also
We don't
have,
know,
like,
Bob.
bubblegum.
You know, you start offing people. Isn't that where they were caning that white kid?
Same spot.
Yeah, dude. No more. I bet you it's beautiful over there, Bob. I bet you there's not one fucking tagged sign in that whole goddamn place.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't allow bubble gum to get on the streets. They have trees growing out of the buildings. It's a wonderful place. I'm pretty sure they probably have separate rules for foreigners than they do for nationals.
Okay.
That is correct.
All right. Well, I mean, look, how beautiful is it? You know, maybe there's something there. Are drugs legalized there?
No.
Oh, gotcha.
No, like you will get fucked up for weed.
Oh,
It
gotcha,
will
gotcha.
fuck
So they don't
you up.
allow any drugs over there.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay,
handoff.
gotcha.
Well, you get, I mean, technically on the books, the maximum penalty for importation of drugs is the death penalty on the first offense.
Okay. Man, that's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one there. You know, Georgia, you'd be dead right now.
Yeah. I was on my P's and Q's in Singapore.
Yeah.
Oh,
You went.
Yeah, your hotel room gives you a phone that you have to take with you for where you go.
A cell phone?
Yeah.
And then what happens? You have to answer it?
I just
Did they call you?
I put it in my pocket. I walked around. I got some poke. I took some pictures. I went back to my room and I went to bed.
That's scary. What if you're with a prostitute, dude, and the phone goes off in your jeans?
I was just trying to get back to America. At that point.
Yeah, you sure were. You sure were.
I'd almost died like a couple hours before that, or like 48 hours before that.
Doing drugs?
No, like serious food poisoning in Thailand where I was like, couldn't hold anything down.
Did you eat a monkey or something?
Yeah, did you eat a live monkey? If you did, you did. Well, I'm not going to judge you.
I was actually a couple of those clams. This guy would walk around with like a big hot pot of coals and just some clams sitting on top, like grilling.
Oh,
them.
boy.
And he would just like look at you and
wave.
wave, and he'd be like, "You want some clams?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, thanks, some clams."
Street
that's-
clams.
That's
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, street clams.
That's stupid, but it's not as stupid as saying that drug dealers should be executed. Right?
Yeah.
This shows you how fucking stupid this man is. And not just because that's a stupid belief to hold, but because nobody is asking for this. Literally nobody in the country is like, you know what we really got to do is execute drug dealers.
Yeah.
No, like that's not on anybody's fucking agenda. Shut the fuck up, you stupid old bitch, and get the fuck out of politics. By the way, his family's done with this bullshit.
Well, pretty much. So Ivanka Trump is out. She's obviously the daughter, and Jared Kushner, her husband, is also out.
They were the only two that were really involved in his politics. I mean, Trump Jr. just posts memes on Twitter.
Right.
That's all he does. And Eric runs the company.
Correct.
So
he runs all the companies.
Donald Trump is all alone now
No.
on his little fucking retard island.
Well, they were there. They were at Mar-a-Lago. I don't know if you saw the videos and the
Ivanka
posts
and
and all
Jared
that
were
stuff.
not there.
They were not, but the others were. So some people that have been on the show in the past were invited there, and they shared some on social media there. Her statement was, while I will always love and support my father going forward, I will do so outside the political arena. Her statement came the same evening that Trump plans, it's hard to say plans, right? He filed. Do you actually think he goes through with running?
We'll see, right? 2 years is a long-ass time.
It's a long-ass time, one. Two, the reaction to this, which I just talked about earlier, hasn't been great and didn't gain any traction at all.
But it's like, do you think that Donald Trump has the self-awareness and self-control to back off of something he's committed to?
Well, I think you
'Cause I
got to
don't.
hang on. I think you reverse engineer this. If you can't gain the attention that you want from something like this, an announcement, the embarrassment that would come if you got housed in the primaries by DeSantis and everything else would ruin your legacy, whatever you have left of it. So I don't think he actually enters. That's my guess. I think he was hoping for a big splash with this thing in Mar-a-Lago and this announcement, and everybody would be amped. But when the New York Post isn't even covering it, I think their headline was Florida man announces something, right, Bob? What was it? That's not good. Because even the Post was with him most of the way.
That it was Florida man makes announcement.
That's it.
And it was at the bottom. It wasn't even the main thing.
Yeah, it wasn't even the main story that day.
Although I do think National Review won with the best lead of anything on the thing. They said They said, to quote Voltaire after he went to an orgy, once was an experiment, twice would be perverse.
Yeah, I just think the time has passed now at this point, and it happens to everybody.
I don't think that's a great assessment, though. I mean, his time in office was pretty good. It's the bookend shit that's the problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, look, find me a measure of things that happened while he was in office that you think is poor. You're going to have to fucking stretch a little bit for that. Now, from my perspective, it's pretty easy because he banned bump stocks, which I think is fucking stupid. He's in favor of red flag laws. He's wasted billions of dollars on a fucking vaccine that doesn't work. I mean, there's a lot of stuff from the conservative side that should be pretty easy for conservatives to be like, you know what, this guy is a piece of shit. Like, I don't know, taking $2 billion from Saudi Arabia. That might be part of it.
I'm seeing a big thing now to kind of pump up DeSantis in particular because he was in power during COVID, whereas Youngkin was not, because I think Youngkin's the other favorite probably, is they're dinging Trump for all his pro-lockdown or not stopping lockdown stuff, essentially, is the attack I'm seeing from the right.
Yeah, he did let the FCC, not the FCC, the TSA fucking completely butt fuck us.
Yeah.
That's another one, I guess.
I think if you're DeSantis, you don't say anything. I don't think
No,
you say
he's doing a
anything
great
at all.
job right now.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job. When somebody asks him about him, he just says, yeah, that's fine. I mean, we're doing, what he said was, you can check the scoreboard if you want to know how things are going.
Yeah.
That was his response. That's good. Don't say the man's name.
No. And I think you can win by not saying anything at this point, because there is still a lot of people that love Trump, but even the people that love Trump are ready to move on to DeSantis. And I think if DeSantis doesn't spike the football openly in a way that's in his face, I think all of this will just kind of clear itself up, and he'll be the guy without having to shit on the former presidents of the same party.
Trump doesn't know how to fight. You know what I mean? He knows how to parry and counter. So it's like, if you're not throwing offensive punches at him, he doesn't know what to do. When he's on offense, it's a problem.
Right.
Because he just says and does stupid shit, as we saw with his this stupid fucking announcement he made.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's age-old wisdom. When your enemy's fucking up, don't interrupt them.
Yeah. We'll say this. After looking at those pictures down in Mar-a-Lago, a lot of shaved pussies down there.
There's quite a few, yeah.
Tons.
I mean, it's Florida,
Tons.
right?
Yeah, and they shaved them up before they went to that party, that soiree at manscaped.com. Goddamn right they did. Terrible segue. Whatever. Get 20% off at Manscaped, plus free shipping with the promo code DrinkinBros at manscaped.com.